what I also wanted to do is sort of to round out the episode is I wanted to talk about the loop.
What is this?
So this isn't the Hyperloop, which a lot of the news gets the two confused. But I wanted to sort of use this as an example of something that they have attempted and they've tried to deploy, and maybe how the original idea becomes watered down and isn't necessarily doesn't necessarily live up to the promises that were said when it was originally proposed.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, another one of Elon Musk's adventures, as we might say. And he wanted to build a load of tunnels under the cities, which would involve driving your car onto this sort of powered sled, it lowering down into the tunnel, and then driving up, propelling itself up to 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour, to another destination of your choice.
Ooh.
So again, Loop compares itself to a subway instead of, what Hyperloop is to high-speed rail is what Loop is to the subway.
Yeah. Is it like just a subway for cars, basically, by the sounds of things?
Kind of, yeah. And, you can have these pods things
Oh,
that people
okay.
like transport pods, but also cars. And they promised the system would cost $10 million a mile instead of $350 million a mile of the subway system. The $10 million a mile quote was for tunneling, just for tunneling.
Oh, so it would be a lot more than
Whereas,
that, probably.
Yeah, a $350 million a mile quote was for a whole subway system. So that's everything included in the system. So you're talking stations. Stations are expensive to construct, especially underground.
Yeah.
You're talking track infrastructure, power systems, escape system, emergency escape systems. So let's get on to Downgrade 1. So you notice sleds in this slide.
Yeah.
No more sleds. So the self-powered sleds were a bit ambitious. So now the cars use a standard car lift to descend into the tunnel and a ramp on the other end.
Okay. So are these just tunnels?
Yeah.
So he's invented car tunnels.
Yeah.
Again. Oh, okay.
He's reinvented a car tunnel.
Wow.
But don't worry, it gets better. So to guide them through the tunnel, they use these like little sort of guide wheels to keep them centered, similar to the Adelaide guided busway.
Oh.
Or the guided busway in Bristol, actually.
Oh, wait, yeah. Only a little bit, though, for that. So
Yeah.
not usually, but yeah.
But note how similar this looks.
Yeah.
Look at that, and then look at this.
I do like that transition or whatever for getting the
Thank you. It
photo
is.
in. It's very nice.
So, yeah, this goes in a tunnel as well for some of it, and it has wheels on the side. It carries a lot of people. There's no traffic, as you can see.
Yeah.
And it was built in the 1980s, so it already exists.
And also it's a bus. So is he just doing it again, but with cars, basically, I guess?
Yeah, cars, not buses.
Okay.
But don't worry. So, still, the idea is, use the self-driving tech inside the cars to take you to where you want to go. You don't have to drive it. But then we get to the Loop Downgrade 2. So, this tweet kind of sums everything up. We simplified this a lot. It's basically just Teslas in a tunnel at this point, which is way more profound than it sounds.
So is it only Teslas as well?
Yeah, so basically, as soon as they decided the cars were going to be self-propelling, you basically have to do electric cars.
Oh, okay.
So this is a system that's just opened in Las Vegas.
Oh, so it's a real thing?
Yeah, it actually exists now. This is a CG rendering, but there are news reports out there this system exists.
Oh, I might look in. Wait, this sounds so stupid though, a little bit, but I might look
I'd
into
go
it.
for it, yeah.
But wait, are they? Do you have to have your own Tesla to use it, or is it like you get
No,
into a
you
Tesla?
basically get into a Tesla that's there,
Okay.
and then you're driven to your destination.
So, but why don't they just have trains like a subway?
Um,
You,
Teslas are cool.
they are.
Subways are boring.
That's
Public
true.
transport's boring. You have to share the train with other people.
Yeah.
Just forget that you've been sharing the whole convention center with like other people. But So Musk was awarded $48.7 million to build the mile-long system connecting the various halls of Las Vegas Convention Center.
Oh, it was just the convention center.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like the whole of Las Vegas. Okay.
No, it's just 1 mile long.
Oh.
It has 3 stations. And interestingly, it cost $48.7 million to build, which is about 5 times the cost, what he said the cost per mile was originally. So, clearly it's not just all. But interestingly, they replaced the guideway with this kind of tarmac-based surface.
So a road.
Yeah, they replaced it with a road.
So yeah, so they've just put tunnels for cars to drive through in the ground. Be like, we have revolutionized.
We've revolutionized public transit.
Oh god.
So they replaced the guideway with a tarmac surface, and now, due to it carrying members of the public and multiple cars, it travels at 30 miles an hour instead of 125.
Oh. Also, this is a small thing, but if they're just normal Teslas, I'm guessing someone would be in the driving seat, someone would be in the... Do you know what I mean? Like, you'd be in a normal car, wouldn't you? Which I feel isn't very nice.
A bit awkward.
Yeah.
It's probably more awkward than the train.
Because everyone's facing the same direction. As I know there's like some self-driving cars where no one's driving and it's like you're looking at each other. If that makes sense. Do you know?
It's not great for groups.
Yeah.
It would take, and obviously, the self-driving thing. For safety reasons, each car will have a driver.
Oh.
Just, maybe just to start with, or for the next 10 years.
So there's no self-drive. So that's one seat taken. I'm guessing there's probably 3 other seats in each car.
I think they're 5-seaters, but obviously you're piggy in the middle in the back seats.
Yeah, no one wants the middle seat.
No one wants the middle seat.
So that seat doesn't exist in my mind. So it's 3 seats for people. Oh. And yeah.
And now they need to employ like 50 drivers full time, probably more than that, because if you've got you want to run it probably 12 hours a day at least, probably.
You'd think that this would be the sort of thing where a self-driving car would do really well.
Because it's a closed loop.
Yeah, so
in a tunnel.
They could literally program a route in. Do you know what I mean?
I think they have one pedestrian crossing somewhere.
Okay.
But they could have easily eliminated that, just used a bridge or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they can't implement a self-driving car in literally an entirely closed loop, isolated from pedestrians, other car traffic, entirely controlled conditions, the roads aren't going to suddenly change layout. Everything's going to stay the same. It's all controlled. But they can't do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people probably say that they'll eventually get self-driving working on it or something, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. That's quite...
But yeah, basically it's just now... and now it's all you're using luxury sedans to transport people, which is very cheap, and I'm sure won't become a heavy burdensome cost moving forwards, along with probably the 40 staff members you'll need on call all the time to run the system. Probably more, because you'll need maintenance staff, you'll need people to help people at the platforms. Again, people with disabilities, it's going to take them a very long time to get in the car.
Yeah, oh god.
So, with a people mover or a train, where, if you build a system like this, you can have the platform at the same height as the door, so you can just roll your wheelchair on.
Yeah.
Or, convention goers with suitcases, just tons of like goodie bags and stuff. They'll have to chuck it in the boot, or, squeeze in there with it, with their backpacks, camera equipment, TV cameras if it's a film crew.
I've decided something just now, which is I feel like Elon Musk he like sees problems, or not even real problems to be honest, from the sounds of things. But he's like, oh, I'll try and find a solution, but he doesn't really know what to do, so he just does something. I don't know.
But he's the richest person in the world, so he can kind of
he
does
it,
it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the worst part about it is now we've spent since this idea came to conception, 5 or 6 years, where not only could the Vegas have built extended the monorail, like even a monorail. I know that Simpsons meme, but even a monorail would have done a better job. I eventually think, though, with these tunnels, because they're so narrow, they're just going to put moving walkways in them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically just big travelators, and that will just be how it works.